I've been thinking about the moments where communication kind of breaks down. Sometimes people don't stop listening, they simply lose the thread. I've become fascinated by the difference because from the outside, those two things can look exactly the same. I think we often assume, or at least I do, that if something makes sense to us, it'll make sense to someone else hearing it for the first time. Every once in a while, I'm reminded that those two things are very different experiences. One of the questions I keep coming back to is, where might someone lose the thread? Not because I think people aren't paying attention. Actually, it's quite the opposite. Most people are trying really hard to understand. They're just doing it while carrying everything else that life's already dumped on them that day. So one of the things psychology taught me is that people almost never arrive as a blank slate. They're already carrying something. Could be a deadline or a worry, a distraction, a crying toddler, a difficult diagnosis. Communication doesn't happen before all of that. It happens inside it. That's changed the way I think about scripts. When I'm recording, I'm constantly imagining what would it feel like to hear these words for the very first time? Where would my attention start to drift? Where would I have to work a little bit harder to keep up? Sometimes it's a sentence that's trying to do too much. Sometimes it's three important ideas showing up all at the same time. Sometimes it's a list of unfamiliar words. But sometimes it's because we've changed direction without giving the listener a chance to notice that. I realize those usually aren't communication failures. They're moments when someone simply needs a little more help staying with us. And I think that's one of the quietest jobs that voice can do. Not performing, not impressing, simply helping someone stay with the conversation. Sometimes that means slowing down before something important arrives. Sometimes it means giving someone's brain a moment to catch up. Sometimes it means gently signaling, we're starting something new now. Or quietly communicating, you don't have to hold all of this at once. I've started thinking that one of the most important but quiet jobs of the voice is to help people keep their place. Not just in the script, but in their own thinking. I worry a lot less about sounding interesting now. Now I just kind of focus on how can I be helpful? That's why this has become one of the questions I keep coming back to. Not how fast should I read this, but where might someone lose the thread? Because once I know that, I have a much better sense of how the voice can quietly help them find it again. If your organization is creating communication and it needs people to stay with the message, and you're looking for a voice partner who's thinking about that, and where the listeners might need a little bit more guidance and support along the way, I'd love to help. You can learn more or just send me your script at sendmyscript.com.